Hey, what's going on, Tackle Warehouse fans? Jake here, bringing you this week's episode of What's New TW. We're in the middle of summer. ICAST is only a week away. Make sure you guys stay tuned in. We're gonna have a bunch of different coverage on all of our different platforms. You know, YouTube, our social media accounts. We're gonna have a bunch of interviews, some videos with all kinds of different pros, so make sure you stay tuned for next week's ICAST coverage. So this week, we actually have some early ICAST releases, all these crankbaits and hard baits on the table. We're kind of, you know, stuff that we got in stock before the show. They're live, they're ready to buy on the website right now. Jump right into it. First one up here. We got a whole new series of crankbaits from Bomber. So Bomber redid all their crankbaits. So now we have all the Bomber Gen 2s. So if you're a fan of Bomber crankbaits, you're gonna like these even more. So what Bomber did, they kept all the same shapes that they've already had, but the Gen 2s are now made out of a different plastic. They're a little bit different material than the last generation of Bombers, but now they're coming in at $3.99 a piece. So just saving you a ton of money. So, I mean, crankbaits are expensive. You start breaking them off throughout the day and it can add up quick. Bombers have just been around forever and they just catch fish. These first two right here, got the fat-free Shad and the fat-free Junior. I mean, if you're out ledge fishing right now, deep cranks is what you want to have. Deep, you know, you need some good deep cranks in your arsenal. And these Bombers have been catching fish for I don't know how many years. So super solid deep crankbaits. Now they're only coming in at $3.99. Some of the new colors that they did are phenomenal. These new, the fat-free Shad and the fat-free Junior. They got them in a bunch of colors. This ghost kind of gill color, one of the best colors on a crankbait I've seen in a long time. So new colors, new material, got really good hooks on them, just saving you a ton of money. Some of the other Bombers, you know, some of the other classics that have just been around forever that really catch fish are the flat A. So we got the flat A and the deep flat A. These flat-sided crankbaits cast a little bit better than some of the other flat-sided cranks on the market. They do have a weight transfer in them, so that's where they get that great castability from. You know, just like the other Bombers, you know, a bunch of new cool colors in there, really sharp hooks. So if you need something for maybe that fall and maybe pre-spawn time, when you want that tighter vibration, the flat series, is the flat A's and the deep flat A is what you want to go with. And another crankbait that's just been around forever and caught millions and millions of bass are all the Model A's. So I believe we got the 4A, 5A, 6A, and 7A. So a bunch of different cranks in there. They run at a bunch of different depth ranges. This is kind of your rounded body, more of your kind of wart style crankbait, really wide wobbling action. These things root around, deflect off cover really nice. The rounded bills on them, they kind of come to a little bit sharper of a point, and they're really good in like grass and rocks and brush and all types of stuff like that. Really good kind of all-terrain crankbait. So if you're looking for something a little bit wider wobbling action, Model A's you want to check out. So whole new series of Bomber cranks, the new Gen 2s, check them out, $3.99. Next series of hard baits we got here is the new Yo-Zuri stuff. So this is just a sampling of a few of the things that we got in. We do have more on the website that are ready, they're up right now, and some are up available for pre-order. We got a couple that are in stock, ready to buy now. First one, new 3DB pencil popper. So this is the 110 size. So it's a smaller version of their previous, the 135 that they've had available. So I believe it's 4.5 inches. It weighs a half an ounce. So just a little bit smaller profile of a topwater bait. So if you're out chasing like schooling fish, spotted bass and stuff like that, smallmouth, and you want that little bit smaller, more compact profile, the 110 is gonna be the one you wanna go with. The Yo-Zuri baits are really, really cool. On the inside, they have that like reflective finish on the inside, and they have finishes that are on the inside of the bait, so they're never gonna wear off, which is super cool. You know, you get a bait, and after so many fish, you know, all the paint and everything's chipped off. Yeah, with Yo-Zuri, you'll still get the battle scars and the teeth marks, but you're still gonna have that nice finish on the inside, so it's gonna maintain the color. They got a bunch of really cool colors in their baits. 3 sticky sharp hooks. If you're looking for a pencil popper, this thing walks, you know, spits and sprays water all over the place. Got a loud knocker in it, so calls fish from a really long way away. So if you're looking for that little bit smaller pencil popper, that's gonna be the one you wanna go with. This new one here, the new 3DB Twitchbait. Now this is something that's kind of coming from the saltwater world. If you've ever done any kind of offshore fishing, they use a lot of baits that are kind of similar to this. So some people call them stick baits. Kind of a unique lure that doesn't really get utilized that much in freshwater and bass fishing that often. So this is kind of a hybrid lure. It's got a slow sinking action, and it's gonna, it's gonna swim side to side and kind of roll back and forth, but you can twitch it and it's gonna dart and dive all around erratically, just like you would get with a jerkbait. So A lot of people are using suspending jerkbaits now, especially with forward-facing sonar. This is something just a little bit different, just to change it up a little bit. Has more of a bait fish profile to it, and you don't have the lip on there, so a little bit more natural looking. Again, on the inside, that got those really cool finishes. I mean, super realistic. If you're looking for something just that you can cover pretty much any depth or any level of the water column with, since it's a slow sinking bait, and kind of get that jerkbait kind of action, but just a different profile, different presentation than just your standard jerkbait. Might want to check that one out. And the last two we got here are part of their 3DRX series. So the first 3DRX pencil, kind of a small topwater, just a standard walking bait, but these 3DRXs kind of have that prism finish on the inside. So these things are gonna reflect light and look like a scale pattern from fish checking them out. So they're just gonna reflect and do something a little bit different and just have a little bit more shiny of an action than you would get with like your standard walking bait. So they have those really cool finishes. They got it in the pencil bait. So if you're looking for a walking bait for topwater, and then they got a small jerk bait. This is the one I'm super pumped about. So runs about 3 foot, small, it's an 80 size, so it's like about 3.5 inches, just small bait fish profile, which is great, especially certain times of the year, like the fall when they're chasing really small bait, or just when there's a lot of pressure and you have to downsize and they don't want to eat those big 4.5, 5-inch jerk baits. This one's just going to get you more bites. And since it only runs about 3 feet, you can run it over a lot more cover than those bigger jerk baits as well. But that finish on there is going to reflect tons of light and shoot all directions, especially when you're jerking this thing, darting it around under the water. It's going to look pretty awesome. So pretty excited to try that one out as well. All right, let's go into a few soft plastics here. Another ICAST release here from Yamamoto, actually. Yamamoto's got a bunch of stuff coming out, so make sure you stay tuned to the ICAST coverage. But the first early release product we got is the new 3-inch Ned worm floating version. So if you've ever wanted Yamamoto to make a 3-inch Ned worm that floats, they've finally answered your prayers. This is a really cool soft plastic bait for doing Ned rigs. So they changed, it's a different material than like your standard Yamamoto, but it is still super, super soft. It still moves around just like you would get with a standard Yamamoto Senko. So you don't have to worry about it being stiff or not having the same classic Yamamoto action. It's still super, super soft. But now that it's a floating plastic, when your Ned rig hits the ground or hits the bottom of the lake, this thing stands straight up and it's gonna quiver. And we know how deadly the Ned rigs are. The video that Yamamoto put out, this thing's hitting the ground and fish are coming right up to it, inhaling it, just like you want with a Ned rig. And since it's Yamamoto bait, they've got all the great Yamamoto colors. So like this one, they got the Bama bug, and then pretty much, most of their popular colors that they already make in the Senko, they make in this small Ned rig floating worm. So super excited. If you guys like Ned rigging, you've got another one to add to the arsenal. Finally got one that floats from Yamamoto. It's not gonna sink and fall over, gonna stand tail up like you want it. Next one up from SPRO. This is another exciting little soft plastic worm. So this one is the CJ Smasher worm. This worm actually designed by Chris and Corey Johnston. So both Elite Series Pro. These guys have won, they've won tournaments and caught tons of fish. Really good anglers, both from Canada. And this little worm, gonna be another good one from kind of like your Ned rigs, really small shaky heads, drop shots, things like that. A little bit different profile on this one. It has that more tapered tail to it, and then it goes to that kind of flattened out tail section. So when this thing stands up on the bottom, that little flat spot is gonna catch current and make that tail move with no movement of your rod. Just standard current going by, even in a lake that's not running water, it's gonna move around and look natural to the fish. And this one is actually made of SPRO's DuraTough material, so it's extremely strong. So you can catch a ton of fish with it. It's not gonna get torn up. You're not gonna just catch one fish and it's gonna get all torn up and you're gonna have to go through more baits. So it's gonna save you a lot of money because you're going through less baits. It floats, stays up off the bottom. It's also loaded with SPRO scent, so it's got amino acids in it. So it's already scented, it floats, it's good to go. So if you're looking for another little finesse worm, SPRO CJ Smasher is gonna be the one you wanna pick up. We've already sold a pile of them, so get one while you can. All right, from P-Line. So we got a new line from P-Line specifically designed for spinning rods and spinning reel applications, the new Spin X Fluorocarbon leader. So they designed this line to match up perfectly with their Spin X braid. We've already had that in stock for a while. So if you want to run the whole P-line system, you can get the Spin X braid and then get the Spin X fluorocarbon leader. So fluorocarbon leader, it's super abrasion resistant, has great knot strength. This P-line stuff, it matches up with that Spin X braid. If you've never ran a braid to fluorocarbon leader on your spinning rods, I highly recommend it. It relieves a lot of those issues that you get with like just straight monofilament or straight fluorocarbon. Relieves a lot of that line twisting issues. You get so much better sensitivity. Whenever you start fishing with that braid to a leader, there's very minimal stretch in that system, so you feel really light bites. With the braid that they came out with, it's actually a multicolored braid, so you can actually see when that braid moves. If you're fishing like weightless worms and stuff, and you're really trying to see if there's any kind of tick in that line, if you have all one color, it's sometimes hard to pick that up. With that multicolored line, I believe it's every meter it changes colors. So if it's cloudy or if it's sunny, no matter what kind of conditions it is, you're gonna be able to see that line and be able to pick up those really light biting fish. With the fluorocarbon leader that they got, it comes in, I believe, at $10.59 and you get 50 yards of it. If you look at some of the other fluoro leaders on the market, it's much more expensive than that. Some of them, you know, 20, 30 bucks, and you're only gonna get maybe 20, 25 yards of fluorocarbon leader. So great value with this one. Gonna be great for any kind of finesse applications, and I believe we got it in everything from 5 to 13 pound. They're doing kind of all the in-between sizes. So if you're a fan of the in-between sizes, I like to run a lot of 7 pound, and they have the 7 pound in this stuff. So they have 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. So looking for a new fluorocarbon leader, especially for spinning rod finesse applications, check out the new P-Line Spin X Fluoro leader. All right, finished up with some rods and reels as always. So from Daiwa, we got the new Tatula SVTW 70. So super small reel. I'm super pumped about this thing. I love Daiwa Tatulas, and now they're offering us a 70 size reel with the SV spool and the T-wing system all packed into one. So this reel is going to be really good for kind of your more lightweight finesse fishing applications. It is built like a tank, so if you do want to flip with it and throw, you know, if you want to flip kind of lighter stuff and throw a smaller reel that's lighter weight, more comfortable, you can do it with this as well. But where it's really going to shine is with the lighter weight applications, lighter weight lures. So SV 70 size spool, the SV spool takes less inertia to get it to start up and start spinning. So you can use those lighter weight lures and get better casting distance and way less backlashing issues with this SV spool. If you've never tried one out, you definitely need to try one out, especially if you're throwing like little 1/4 ounce, you know, crankbaits and just tiny little, you know, like spy baits and tiny little like 50 size jerk baits and stuff like that. Little Ned rigs, perfect for this reel. With the 70 size, I believe you're gonna hold about 90 yards of 10 or 12 pound on there. So a little bit, you know, it's a smaller reel, so you're not gonna load this up with 20 pound line, throw A-rigs on it. It's made for smaller stuff. On the outside, it's got aluminum frame and aluminum side plates. It's got Daiwa's hyperdrive design in it. So it's just built super strong with the DigiCut gear, reinforced clutch system. It's built like a tank. There's no slop or play or anything in this reel. Sometimes you get that with those smaller kind of finessier bait casters. They're not built as strong. This definitely not that way at all. You combine that SV spool with that T-wing system on there, and you're just gonna get tremendous casting distance. So don't have to worry about backlashing issues. Got a Daiwa's brake system on the side, super easy to dial in. I believe it's a 1 to 20 adjustment. If you're looking for something just to do kind of smaller stuff and just make life a lot easier, especially if you're in windy conditions, trying to throw like a little flat side or something like that, that reel is gonna solve a lot of problems for you. All right, last up, we got a couple new series of rods here from Major Craft. The first one here is their Basspara series. So coming in, I believe, at 105 to 119 bucks. This is a phenomenal rod series for the money that you're getting. So these are JDM rods. They're high modulus carbon graphite blanks, Fuji O-ring guides on them, Fuji reel seats, so premium components all the way throughout. They are super lightweight. When you take them out of the package, super lightweight. You know, kind of have some really cool accents on it, kind of getting that JDM feel to them. So really dark blue down here by the handle with the gold accents. All the rods come with a nice sleeve in the packaging as well. So you're getting a rod sleeve and a really nice rod for a phenomenal price point. So if you're looking for something kind of, you know, in that $100 range or a little over 100 bucks, this is gonna be one you wanna check out. They got a couple couple different sizes that you don't really see in a lot of other rod series as well. Next one up we got here is the new Benkei series. So this rod series, they're just kind of the next step up from the Basspara. I believe these come in at 125 to 150 or 145. These just going a step up. They're actually a mixed carbon graphite in the blank, and then they have the carbon wrapping down here on the lower third of the blank. So just reinforced, more strength. You can actually make a lighter weight blank and reinforce it with that, and you're not going to have any issues with ovalization or the rods breaking. On the guides, these actually feature Fuji K-frame guides with alkanite inserts, Fuji reel seats again. On this series, we have them in casting, spinning, a bunch of different models, and especially if you're looking for like a BFS rod for a good price, this is one you want to check out. I believe we have like a 6.5 ultralight or a 6.5 light and like a 6.7 or 6.8 light. So some kind of those smaller casting sizes that you need for the kind of those really, really lightweight lures. And they have, you know, heavy duty models as well. I believe we have like a 7 foot extra heavy. So if you're looking for like a frog flipping rod, they got that covered as well. So we got them in spinning, casting. And one of the other cool things they did is we have spinning and casting travel series of rods. So the travel series, they come in this nice little case. You open it up, they're 4-piece rods. So they got all the pieces in there, nicely tucked away. Everything's kind of got their own compartment in there. So super sweet travel rods. If you're looking for something to kind of pack away and keep in the back of your car, if you're just limited on space, I'm definitely gonna pick up one of the spinning ones for doing some trout fishing up in the high Sierras. If you like that, it's like a 6.4 light, gonna be perfect for what I'm doing. Check out these Major Craft travel series of rods. All right, that's gonna wrap up today's episode of What's New in Tackle Wireless. As always, for more information or to purchase any of the products seen here today, make sure to click shop or the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this week's episode, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, let us know in the comments which one of these products you're most pumped about.